Students, the name of the new chapter we are going to learn is diversity, prejudice and discrimination. So what is prejudice and discrimination? See, before knowing any person, if we are judging about them or if we have an idea about that person before actually we meet them, then this is known as prejudice. So prejudice means to judge other people negatively or see them in an inferior manner. So we are judging some people as inferior. That means we are judging negatively about them, that they are something inferior compared to others. So when we express this feeling of prejudice in action, it is called as discrimination. Thinking in the mind about someone and negatively about them, inferiorly about them is known as prejudice. But when we express this prejudice in the form of action, that is by our actions, if we show the differentiation, the negative feeling, it is known as the discrimination. So people can be discriminated against the basis of color, caste, race, religion, etc. So in our country India also, there is discrimination in the people on the basis of color, caste, race and religion. First, let's see about the discrimination on the basis of color. So usually people don't prefer those people having dark skin, right? So in many places of India, if anybody is having dark skin, such members the general public doesn't prefer. So people have a prejudice against those people with dark skin, and then they discriminate these people, they separate them, they look them as if they are inferior. We have a negative feeling against the people with a dark skin. So on the basis of color, if we are judging the people with dark skin as inferior, then it is known as discrimination on the basis of color. Next is discrimination on the basis of caste. As you all are aware that there is a big caste system in India which comprises of ordinary caste, backward caste, scheduled tribes, etc. So on the basis of caste system also, people are discriminated and several discriminating practices are going on in the country which is harming the growth of the country. So these practices are generally unbearable, right? So students, we all agree that the most unbearable system of discrimination is the caste system in the nation. So people regard those scheduled caste, scheduled tribe people as untouchables also. So the treatment given to them is known as untouchable treatment. That is actually a very inhuman aspect, a bad thing, right? So the constitution has abolished completely the untouchability practice. So the feeling of untouchability, it's definitely an inhuman aspect. We cannot treat any person as untouchable, right? So the Constitution of India has completely banned the untouchability and its practice and treated it as a criminal offense. Now if we treat somebody as an untouchable and if we don't touch them, this practice is now regarded as a criminal offense. That means we have committed a crime. So government has taken many positive steps to provide relief to the people who are considered as low castes or outcasts. So as I told you, the lower caste people will be scheduled caste, scheduled tribes are sometimes regarded as the lower caste people. So some special relief has been provided by the government to those people. They are considered as outcasts. So in what form the relief has been provided by the government? In the form of scholarships to those students of those castes. Then reservation system in the college is there. So in this image, students, you see the caste system of the ancient India. That means in hundreds of years ago, the people were classified on the basis of 4 castes. The topmost caste people were known as the Brahmins. The second caste were known as the Kshatriyas. The third caste were known as the Vaishyas. And the fourth caste were known as the Shudras. So fourth caste people were treated as the outcast or the lower caste people. Next type is creating stereotypes. So what is a stereotype? Stereotype means a generalization, a general opinion or an assumption. Assumption is an imagination, a generalized opinion, what we make in a mind about a person or a group of persons. If we do not know their total profile, if we do not have the fair information about them, then starts the stereotyping practice. Without making any fair judgment, without knowing any knowledge about that person, we start making an assumption about them. So that is when stereotyping occurs. And then when stereotyping occurs, it often leads to unfair discrimination. That is discrimination among the people without knowing any much knowledge about them. So this type of stereotyping is definitely unfavorable, right? If we do not know any information about the people to make a fair judgment, we start making assumptions and then we start discriminating among those group of people. So this is definitely unfair. This type of generalizations lead to discrimination, which is definitely unfavorable. So about what type of people we have stereotype? People of a different religion, different state, or people of a different caste from which we belong, or people of a lower or outcast, about boys and girls. So all of us definitely have prejudice about people who are different from us. Without knowing anything about those different people, we start making assumptions. So this is not good. We should stop and think whether we are doing a fair practice or not. Being unfair is bad. So stop and think fair to those people. And then stereotypes stop us from looking at each person as an individual with a special quality. Definitely every individual is different from other. Every individual has some special quality and skill. But because of stereotype, we cannot look at those qualities, right? So they fit number of people into one pattern only. Stereotype nature makes us to fit number of people in one type, in one pattern. So they affect all of us and prevent us from doing good things, which might be even good. Next, let's see about inequality and discrimination. So first is economic inequality. So when does discrimination happen? When people act on their prejudice or stereotype. So depending on our assumptions, if our actions are happening, then discrimination starts to happen. So inequality is a basis for discrimination. Discrimination on the basis of inequality is different from that based on diversity. Diversity is nothing but the variety. So discrimination on the basis of inequality is different from discrimination based on diversity. Unequal distribution of property and wealth among a family definitely causes an economic inequality, right? Or unequal distribution of property and wealth in a city, in a town, definitely causes economic inequality. Then one person will become rich and one person will become poor. They do not have access to good food, clothing, shelter and proper education. And then if there is a lack of good education, then what happens? They do not get good jobs, and again starts discrimination. Again they get discriminated in many different ways. So that is about economic inequality. Next students, let's see about the gender inequality. So gender inequality is a form of discrimination which is being practiced against for over a period of 100 years. That is a great big time, right? Inequality against gender, that is women will be separated, men will be separated, and discrimination against women is being practiced for a period of over 100 years. So girl child will always be given less importance and less attention. So the government has now undertaken a number of steps for the emancipation and empowerment of the women. So education of the girl child is now being given importance. The government provides free education to the girl childs. The government has established special government schools where the girl child will be given education free of cost. And the constitution gives special concessions to the women of various fields in various jobs. The women are being given special concession. So prejudice continues to remain against many castes, religions and gender. Caste clashes, communal violence, fighting among people of different castes, Hindus, Muslims, Christians, Buddhists, etc. Violence due to this communal offense and dowry deaths are very common these days. If somebody doesn't give a good amount of dowry, then such lady may even be tortured to death by her in-laws. So that is known as the dowry death. So these things are common even nowadays. So in this image they are showing you the gender inequality. Our constitution protects the diversity. That is variety of people living in India. So India, we have many states and many religions, many castes, many different people living in India. So the unity is maintained among these people, and constitution protects the variety of the people. So constitution was adopted in 1950. So constitution is a vital document, that is an important document which contains the basic framework of the government, what the government does, and also tells us the right of the general citizens of India. So Constitution of India has declared India as a sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic republic country, and Constitution also guarantees the citizens social, economical and political justice to all the citizens of India. So what are such fundamental rights of the citizens of India? They include right to freedom of religion. Anybody can practice any religion. There is no force. And there is right to equality among all the genders. And there is also right to freedom of speech. Anybody can talk whatever they want without passing any defamatory comments to others. These fundamental rights are enforced in a court of law. So the right to equality, this is the most important fundamental right in the Constitution of India given to its citizens. All the people are equal in front of the law. So these fundamental rights tell the citizens of India that they have the right to practice any religion of their choice. So the Constitution of India protects and also encourages the diversity among the people. So in this image you can see a Hindu priest performing a puja. And in this image you can see students, Muslims performing prayers in a mosque. So all people are equal in the eyes of the law.